This is CTV News with Nafisa Kareem.
And the lifeblood, the heartbeat of the Cowichan Valley for decades.
Punching out one last time, the Crofton Mill closes its doors today. What could come next for the mill site?
We want to bring this thing back to life as quickly as we can because the community needs this. We need this as human beings.
The playground comes down as community members rise up. The effort underway to rebuild a burned-down playground in Victoria. Plus, Adam finds out how a soup woman driving a car with cow horns saved an injured squirrel. Later on the Sawatsky sign-off. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We begin tonight in Crofton, where time has run out for hundreds of people and the industry they support. The last Crofton mill workers are punching out today forever. The mill now fully shuttered. CTV's Andy Garland has more on the emotional end to an entire industry.
It's the end of an era at the Crofton Mill.
Today is the last day of operations.
The remaining 50 mill workers on site will be punching out for the last time.
Probably doing a little bit of reminiscing. I would imagine it's a pretty somber place to be.
The mill was in operation for 70 years and employed roughly 1,800 people at its peak.
It's been the lifeblood, the heartbeat of the Cowichan Valley for decades.
Biggest single taxpayer here in North Cowichan, and it's not something you're going to recover from overnight, that's for sure.
North Cowichan's mayor, Rob Douglas, says the municipality has been facilitating supports for the roughly 350 workers affected since December, when the mill announced it would permanently shut down.
I understand some of them have found new jobs, some are getting new training, but there are others who are slipping through the cracks, particularly with employment insurance benefits.
The owner, Domtar, has blamed lack of fiber for the closure. The union says there would be enough fiber if raw logs were not exported, which is currently being done at the Crofton Mill.
Could be processed here in our sawmills here, and the pulp mills could actually get that refuge fiber, and then that refuge fiber would employ thousands of people here on the coast.
At next week's council meeting, North Cowichan will be considering a resolution regarding raw log exports.
Whether or not to reach out to the province and the federal government to look for some solutions to address some of the challenges with the raw log exports.
A small maintenance crew will stay on after today to take care of any environmental obligations.
We are hoping that something does happen with it, whether it's another pulp paper operation or some other industrial use.
The mayor adds they have had dozens of potential investors interested in the Crofton Mill site. Andy Garland, CTV News, Crofton.
The troubles for BC Ferries continued through the weekend, leading one island mayor to voice his frustration. BC Ferries canceled 6 sailings on the Sawatsky to Duke Point Nanaimo route Monday due to vessel trouble. 2 evening sailings between Swartz Bay and Sawatsky were also canceled because of weather and what the company says are the operating limits of the Spirit of Vancouver Island. But it wasn't just Monday's cancellations that caused a stir with Nanaimo's mayor. It's been an ongoing issue all year long and affects everything from businesses to tourism and the goods we consume.
It's a very important part of our community. And let's face it, people have discovered Vancouver Island, and so long weekends, let alone all of the year, are very important for tourism, let alone the basics, the delivery of the goods that we consume on the island.
Krogh says he has some sympathy for BC Ferries, which is dealing with a change in government support with each provincial election. In a statement, BC Ferries says the recent cancellations underscore the challenges of operating an aging fleet and growing demand. The City of Victoria is laying out the next steps to get a playground back to its former glory following a suspicious fire last week. The playground in Stadacona Park is only a few years old, and it's the city's only fully accessible playground. Now the community is coming together to announce a fundraising effort. CTV's Anna McMillan has the details.
City of Victoria workers are dismantling parts of a beloved playground a week after it was melted and singed in a suspicious fire.
It brought so much life and energy into this neighborhood and community, and it meant so much for these young kids and these young families.
Mark Wyatt lives in the Fernwood neighborhood and regularly walks through Stadacona Park. As the damaged equipment comes down, Wyatt and a few other community members started a GoFundMe campaign to rebuild.
We want to bring this thing back to life as quickly as we can because the community needs this.
The city says the fundraiser will help limit the amount of money it needs to pull from its contingency fund.
Right now, our estimates are looking at roughly $300,000 to $400,000 in replacement cost for that equipment.
Victoria's Parks Director says it cost $725,000 to build the original playground, which opened in the fall of 2023.
Unfortunately, the city doesn't insure its playgrounds. We've done some assessments on historical losses, and it's not often that we have playground fires.
It was Victoria's newest and most accessible playground.
The city is acting with urgency to contact our suppliers to see how quickly we can replace the damaged equipment.
Victoria's fire department says 30 minutes ahead of last Tuesday's fire, its crews were dispatched to a trash can fire nearby. Police are still investigating what happened to the playground.
The happy ending would be that we raise some money, that we are capable of expressing to the greater community that there are worthwhile causes to get behind, and this is one that supports families, that supports community, and supports young kids.
By the end of the week, it's expected all damaged equipment will be removed, and the city will have a better idea of which structures can be saved. Anna McMillan, CTV News, Victoria.
And Victoria Fire is responding to another suspicious fire early Friday morning, this time at a business near the Bay Street Bridge. The fire was called in just after 6 a.m. near GFL Environmental. Victoria Police also attended. The forensics identification section was called out to document the scene. Investigators continue to gather evidence and are asking anyone with information to contact the non-emergency line. Spring is in full swing, which means bears and their cubs are emerging from their dens, and it also means a busy season for wildlife rescues. The first orphaned bear cubs of the season have arrived at the North Island Wildlife Recovery Center, which says this pair of tiny bears were handed over after being found in a den with their deceased mother, believed to be killed by a predator. Since their arrival, the cubs have grown by leaps and bounds, going from just 3.5 pounds to now weighing in at over 12 pounds each.
They're growing like crazy. When they first came in, they were getting syringe fed, just using a nipple, just to sort of replicate what they would have been used to as best we could. And then now they've been weaning onto bowls of food, and we're starting to introduce different solid foods to them as well. So they're hungry little guys, they're perfect little eaters, and they're doing really good.
The center says while it is unfortunate the cubs couldn't be with their mother, it's grateful they've been able to give the little bears a second chance. We have an update about a romance scam spanning Surrey, South Africa, and South Korea. A 59-year-old woman who is deaf thought she had found love online, but when she tried to meet him, she ended up in a foreign jail. CTV's Andrew Johnson has more on how she landed there and the efforts to get her out.
Inside this South Korean jail, Spring Parks of Surrey, BC, has been locked up for more than 2 months.
Her spirits are okay, not great, but okay. She is in prison, and it's not a pleasant place to be anywhere.
The 59-year-old is deaf and struggles to communicate. She was caught entering South Korea with close to 4 kilograms of methamphetamine hidden in the bottom of her bag.
The prosecutors, naturally, when they see this amount of drugs and drugs being brought in, they don't believe the allegation that this was a scam.
But that's exactly what Parks' defense team is convinced of after learning more about her story of traveling from Vancouver to meet a man she'd fallen in love with online, who they say first had her pick up a bag in South Africa.
They prey on wanting this love, wanting attention, wanting someone in their actual life in their later years. Even incredibly intelligent people get caught up in this.
And for Parks, who lawyers say had no idea what was in the bag, then came the hard realization her new love was using her as a drug mule.
She had a difficult time processing this whole situation. She was very emotional and sad.
Her daughters, Andrea and Laureen, in Metro Vancouver, learned their mom was in a foreign jail in a single shocking text and haven't been able to speak to her.
It's a mix of like trying to stay strong and and then feeling completely overwhelmed at the same time.
Since they first went public with their mom's story, they've also realized she is not alone.
Wow, this is really happening to a lot of people. This is something like bigger than our mom at this point.
Vancouver lawyer Jason Tarno has represented several romance scam victims and says the scammers are sophisticated and rarely caught.
They're using burner accounts and burner phones and burner email addresses, and they're gone with the wind after their parcel gets intercepted.
The team representing Spring Parks feels a good outcome here would be a conviction where her disability is taken into account. She's given credit for time already served and is released in a few months. A bad outcome? Up to 10 years in prison. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
12 degrees for a daytime high in Victoria today. We're currently at 11. That's a bit cooler than the past couple of days. 18 on Sunday, 20 for the daytime high yesterday. Sunshine and back into the mid-teens over the next couple of days. The forecast is next.
CTV weather brought to you by Expedia Cruises. Make the most of your next vacation by booking with those who've been there. Visit expediacruises.ca.
Well, Josh, we are coming off a bit of a windy long weekend. What do you have in store for us as the week begins?
Sunshine and nice warm temperatures. Not quite as warm as the past couple of days, but a couple of degrees above average. It's 11 in Victoria right now after hitting that high of 12 earlier today. Port Alberni's at 15 degrees, a little cooler there, and breezy in Port Hardy. Wind up around 30 kilometers per hour, 9 degrees. Clear skies across most of the island. There's a few patchy clouds moving through, but really nothing all that significant. And as we take you through the next couple of days, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of cloud cover here across parts of the north. Pretty sunny for most of the island, though, tomorrow. Let's take you through Thursday. There's Thursday morning. There's Thursday afternoon. It's not, I mean, it's not that we're missing data here. There just is not much in the way of cloud cover over the next couple of days as a nice little area of high pressure settles in and sticks around, looks like till the end of the week. 10 degrees and sunny skies in the north tomorrow, 11 on Thursday, and then a good chance of some showers or periods of steadier rain Friday. So temperatures will be back in single digits, it looks like, for a daytime high on Friday. Inland areas, sunny for the next 3 days, and then a mix of sun and cloud Saturday, Sunday. Look at those temperatures, 17 tomorrow, up around 20 for daytime highs Thursday and Friday, and still no cooler for the weekend, but still no worse than about average with highs of 12 or 13 for Saturday, Sunday. West Coast, sunshine tomorrow and Thursday, 12 degrees tomorrow, up to about 14 or 15 on Thursday. And then a chance of showers for the weekend, especially on Saturday. It's a slighter chance of some scattered precipitation for Sunday to close the weekend. Comox, mainly sunny, 15 degrees tomorrow. Should see a couple more mid-teen daytime highs Thursday, Friday with mainly sunny skies, and then 13 and a mix of sun and clouds Saturday, Sunday. So it's a pretty quiet forecast for the Comox, Nanaimo, and Victoria areas. Mainly sunny skies in Nanaimo, sunshine Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 16s and 15s for the next 3 days. Saturday, Sunday, still slightly above average, highs of about 13 or 14, and a mix of sun and cloud. And in Victoria, 3 degrees tomorrow morning, 14 for a high tomorrow afternoon. You see the average daytime high is 13, so that's right around just slightly above average. Fairly light wind to go along with the sunshine and the mild temperatures. 16 or 17 for daytime highs with some sunshine Thursday, Friday. There is a chance of showers into the weekend, especially Saturday, but it's only at this point about a 30% chance, and it does not look like really heavy, steady rain, if anything at all. Just maybe a few hit-and-miss pockets of precipitation. So nice and dry and fairly warm over the next few days. CTV Weather is brought to you by Expedia Cruises for air, land, and sea vacations. A little cooler than what we closed the long weekend with. 18 and 20 for daytime highs Sunday, Monday, but hey, that's mid-teen daytime highs for the next little while. Looks pretty good with all that sun.
Yeah, it's lovely. Thank you, Josh. War is substantial with the biggest oil supply disruption on record. We are seeing a spike in gasoline prices, chip and fertilizer supplies are threatened, and pharmaceutical shipments are stalled. CTV's Heather Wright now on the cascading impact of the war and how bad it could get for Canadians.
English cheddars, French bries, provolone from Quebec. Good Cheese in downtown Toronto stocks products from around the world and is among the many grappling with the impacts of international events.
The first thing that you're going to notice is the price of shipping is going up. So that's definitely we're feeling the pinch on that.
Not only are shipping costs up, owner Luke Champion says so too are the prices of many cheeses he sells for both international and domestic suppliers. Champion is absorbing as much as he can, but worries about the unknown.
We're feeling it a little bit, but we're concerned about what's to come.
Businesses, households, grocers, and airlines are all feeling the impact of the war in Iran, now in its 6th week. The average price of regular gas in Canada is up 51 cents a litre since February 28th. Diesel has climbed an average of 74 cents a litre, while jet fuel has surged $1.05 a litre. And many companies have already begun passing these prices along to the consumer. Air Canada Vacations has started implementing a $50 per passenger fee on some destinations, while WestJet will add a $60 fuel surcharge to all bookings made using vouchers from its MasterCard loyalty program. While Amazon will charge sellers a 3.5% fuel surcharge on deliveries beginning April 17th.
Energy, oil is embedded in everything that we have in the modern economy.
Andre Sura is an operations management professor at the University of Toronto and predicts high prices will be here for many months, even if the war ends soon.
I would say that the only certainty that we have is that it's going to take a long time until the prices, they really stabilize.
While inflation eased in February, experts are expecting a significant increase to the March numbers and say the longer this war lasts, the harder it is going to be for consumers. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto. The Prime Minister went further today than he's gone before, suggesting Ottawa might help with the price of gas if it doesn't go down. As the price of oil surges and gas prices keep climbing, Mark Carney announced today his government is looking at ways to help, possibly opening the door to giving Canadians a break. Carney says he knows Canadians are asking themselves every time they fill up their tanks or heat their homes why they're paying for the cost of a war Canada isn't a part of.
Short answer is because there's a global market. The question becomes, and this is what the government's focused on, is how long is this going to persist, and what can we do to help cushion the blow for Canadians, and that's something we're looking at.
Other countries have already cut fuel taxes. Carney today, though, stopped short of offering any specifics on what kind of help could be coming. Coming up, squirrel saver. Adam finds out how a woman with a unique car rescued an injured animal in Souk. Next on the Sawatsky sign-off.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
107.3 Virgin Radio is Victoria's #1 hit music station. Home of Bailey and Johnny in the morning. Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to 107.3 Virgin Radio everywhere.
Finally, Adam finds out how a woman in Souk who drives a car inspired by a cow saved a squirrel on the side of the road on the Sawatsky sign-off.
If you take a look at this dash cam video, the first thing you may notice are the horns on Emily Rose's hood.
It's all about the smiles for miles.
But if you look closer, you'll see a squirrel that was struck by another car.
And I didn't know if it was quite alive or dead.
So Emily pulled over and ran to its rescue.
Its tail was moving slightly.
So she swaddled the squirrel, returned to the car, and began reassuring it.
A calm voice telling it that it would be okay and that I was taking it to get help.
Emily says she has a habit of helping that includes stopping to help this car from being demolished in a junkyard.
He said if I liked it, it was $50 and it was my problem, and it's been my problem since.
And her solution for fixing this sort of vehicle that car folks dub Mopars included decorating it in such a way that it's now nicknamed Moopar.
And I love cows.
While she loves creating cow art, Emily says she's loved doing the major mechanical work on this daily driver even more.
I've put every bit of my heart and soul into that car.
And anytime she can, from volunteering to drive community members to rescuing other injured animals, she'll use Mupar to help.
Look around, you see what can be done, and do it.
Which brings us back to when Emily was driving that squirrel to the Wild Animal Rehabilitation Center.
It decided it had other plans. It totally sprung to life like nothing had happened at all.
So Emily stopped the car, and the squirrel, who she now suspects had been in shock, started moving around Mupar effortlessly.
And then it catapulted itself right above my head in between the window.
And ran into the safety of a nearby bush, where Emily hopes the squirrel will tell his friends about his near-death experience.
He'll probably say what a wild ride it was in that orange car.
That car named after a cow, driven by a woman who, instead of moving forward, was motivated to turn around and help.
It's moverless.
Utterly moverless. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Souk.
The Sawatsky Sign-Off, brought to you by Coastal Community Credit Union. Bank happy at Coastal Community Credit Union.
That is it for CTV News Vancouver Island. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night.